Hello guys, and welcome back to Beanie Biker. I am the autistic rider. Well, I've travelled over nearly 600 miles, flown up to Liverpool. Got in there early this morning, about 10:30. I've been up to Kendal, picked the bike up. I left Kendal at about 3:30, and I've already been on the bike now for about 4 hours. We're around 8:30, I believe. This is the first stretch down. I've not even reached Birmingham yet, so it's a fair way to go. I've now got a ride all the way down to Bristol in Bridgewater to meet up with my sister and pick up my registration documents. As you can see here, just riding down, not too bad. The bike's okay, it's running alright. Currently sitting between 5,000 and 6,000 revs, doing 60 mile an hour. I've been told that I need to keep an eye on the gear, so it'll go red if I'm going too fast on the revs. As a brand new engine, I'm trying to brake it in very slowly, but there's plenty of oomph in it to go a lot faster, I know that, so I'm happy with it at the moment. For most of the ride, coming down, I did not see any motorcycles on the road. Spent a lot of time behind trucks. Mainly stayed in the middle lane. Wasn't being a middle lane hogger though. I was moving over to the left when I needed to. I can tell you at this point of the night it was already below freezing. I did pull over and fitted my heated cable for my clothing, which I've now got running, so I'm a little bit warmer. Although as the ride went on, due to my rucksack, it kept changing the temperature on my jacket, so I was in fact burning my belly at this point, unknown to me. As I was on a motorway, I was unable to turn the jacket off, unfortunately. These back and forth had quite a lot of blue flashing lights go past me during the drive down. It was really off-putting with my eyes in the dark, so it was pretty much endless mile after mile of motorway. At this point I was getting very cold. Oh no. A little bit confused of where I was going.
Electric. I want fuel.
Finally found my way. I was on the wrong side of the road. Wasn't too bad. I was getting about 70 miles to the gallon. stopped here for about half an hour. I was so cold I needed to get something to eat and drink. I ended up getting a hot drink and a sausage roll as I continued my trip down south. As you can see, no stalling. So just pulling off the M6 now. So coming off the M6 and now making my way further south. So I believe it's the A38. Bike's still running fine. Sorry, A36. At this point I'm very, very cold. I can't feel my hands and my gloves keep changing temperature. As you can see, it's flashing there.
Fucking gloves again. It turned itself off.
Yep, Magna gloves kept turning themselves off. I don't know whether it was a loose wire or not. But I was riding along on a motorway, and then of course no heat. I don't have heated grips on this bike yet, and then my hands were freezing. It was about -4. I had a blister on my left knuckle from the heat, and I had a blister on my stomach, which you'll see later on. This was just at this point it's
I got the fucking no gloves. I got the gloves in there somewhere.
So you can see I'm really struggling here. My speech is slurred a little bit. I'm shivering. My hands are freezing cold. It's not good. I really shouldn't have continued riding at this point. I think this is after I've left my sister's house. So it's gone midnight now. So I've been on the bike since 3:30 in the afternoon. And we've now gone past midnight. So it's been a very, very long ride down south. So I've got past Bristol and I'm now heading towards Portsmouth. This took me about 7 minutes just to get gloves out of my pocket and onto my hand. Bear with me. I can't stress how cold my hands were at this point. The handguards on this bike, they do absolutely nothing to stop cold. These are silk liners that I had in my pocket. I didn't think I'd need them because of the heated gloves, but I'm glad I bought them. It just added that extra layer between the hand and the outer of the glove, so it did give me considerable warmth. Even if the glove had turned itself off, I knew that my hands weren't going to be as cold as they were presently. So these are silk liners. At this point my whole body was aching. From my legs, my back, my arms, my shoulders. I think that was mainly through cold. That wasn't... So you can see here, there's different settings. My left glove was working,
That's the colour of
but it would change its temperature.
the
It
glove
kept
keeps
going to
changing
hot.
temperature.
And my right glove, I had to disconnect
Look
again
better here.
to reset it because the button wasn't working. When the heated gear worked, it was working great. Kept me warm. In some cases, it was burning me very badly.
This glove keeps resetting itself.
So I'm actually on the second setting here because I was finding the two hotter settings that they were just too hot and they were actually giving me blisters, which is why I'm having heated grips installed onto this bike. I was so tired at this point, and I still had nearly 2.5 hours to go.
Let's go.
But as you can see on the clock, it's now 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to stop again. I was just so cold that I couldn't concentrate when I was riding anymore. So we're 3 in the morning at this point. So I'd been on the bike for 11.5 hours. I was now in Portsmouth, so 2 hours had already gone since my last stop. Considering that I was based in Portsmouth and I know that area fairly well, because I was so cold, I was struggling to concentrate when I was riding. So getting into Portsmouth, I couldn't even remember the way to the harbour. My brain was really playing tricks on me at this point. I knew the harbour was close by at this point because I recognised where I was from when I used to be based down here, because the base is about 200 yards on the other side of the road. But again, I was just so tired and so cold that I could not concentrate when I was riding down. Luckily at this point there was no traffic on the road, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I hadn't seen a vehicle in about an hour. So the harbour is on the other side of this roundabout. And I'd gone past it twice. So I'm finally at the ferry terminal. Not finished yet because I'm still confused here. Now, I use this ferry terminal every time I travel. I'd say I know it very well. But again, just so tired. I pull into the wrong lane at this point. Now I should be on the other one. So I go down here and I get down here, I'm just looking very confused. I'm currently looking for DFDS and it's about 4 over. As you can see, it's there on the left.
Yeah.
Just in case it rains, I want to be under the shelter. There you go. And basically where you see the yellow curb, that is where I'm sleeping for the night. Literally in front of that booth, in my sleeping bag. So, as you guys can see, I got on the boat and I made it home. I thought I'd actually filmed getting on the boat, but I hadn't. I was still very cold and tired when I woke up in the morning. Got on the boat and I had about 6-7 hours sleep in my cabin. So I flew out on the Monday. We're now Tuesday evening. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday.
I'm insane.
So the night under the stars, before I got on the boat, I had about 2 hours sleep in my sleeping bag. I was so happy here that they had not stopped me, because I really did not want to be opening all my bags and then having to repack it. as they seem to be stopping every car coming through, but I got waved on, which I was happy about. There you go, said I'm good. This bike has done 393 miles back to Jersey from Kendal. How's that for KTM reliability?
Well, the UK's like minus and freezing cold over there, and I've come back to a mild 10 degrees, and it's been pissing down over here. Oh, that's quite pretty. I don't normally ride at night over here, not much anyway, not any need for it. You don't need to go anywhere unless you're popping out to a cinema or something. But it's nice to see they've done up all these trees and stuff. It's quite nice. Well, little KTM 390 Adventure R, this is your new home, and soon you will have a J plate. Yes, one like all these other fucking cars. 390 would be quite cool if I can get that number plate. I ain't gonna pay 250 quid for it though. Let's go into the music. There we go. I'm not in a rush. I know where I'm going. I don't know why I've taken a long way home. Oh. That'd be just a fucking ticket. Get some dickhead put out on me, like, get all the way down from Kendal. I get down to here and then you get fucking taken out. Blister on my fucking stomach is hurting. Hey, little man. I'm in so much fucking agony. Fucking chest is really hurting. Have to put all this stuff back on. Give me a minute.